Good afternoon, Shirley. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Pretty well, but more or less in the sense that today I woke up with some sort of allergy in my face, and I just came back from the doctor, the dermatologist, and apparently it was some sort of uh, dermatitis, but I have no idea how to say it in in English. And it was something that was affecting my face with a lot of dryness. My face was very dry. Do you remind that word that we saw, I think, that 2 classes
Dry,
ago?
yeah,
Dry. Yes, exactly. And I had some sort of escamation as well.
yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, they gave me some medicine, and I am taking it. And I think it's working because now it's way better. Just have some parts here near my mouth that continue having that, but very well. I hope that the medicine is going to work.
Yeah, great.
Yes. What about you? How are you?
I go thanks. This is it's a good day. Today I heard you. No, I heard you. I heard my friends. She
Mhm.
moving for another place.
Mhm.
Yeah. So she was in a hotel and she moving a new room.
All right.
Yeah.
But this friend that you are mentioning, was she your roommate? You are meaning that, or other friends that was not your
No,
roommate?
it's my colleague in the lab.
Okay, your
Yeah.
colleague. All right, very good.
She is
Yeah, continue,
first
continue.
week here in Baltimore, so that's
Mhm.
new. Yeah, she
Oh,
is from Peru.
oh yes, yes, I was to say that.
Yeah,
She is the Peruvian. You told me, right?
yeah,
The one
Peru.
that just arrived.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And from what cities? It's see, like in Peru, there are a lot of cities as well, right? As here. From what
Yeah,
city is your friend in Peru?
she's working in Lima, but she was born in Puno.
In Puno.
And she
Is that
have
near Bolivia?
family in Puno. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Is that near Bolivia, like in the frontier with Bolivia, or
Yeah, that's
is
her
it
birthday.
further?
Yeah, she tell me this. I go to the past where I need to buy marraqueta.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's near La Paz, right? Yes, obviously.
That's near.
Just, just for purchasing bread, she travels to another country. What an
Yeah,
eccentric
yeah.
person, right?
Bread and what more? Sugar and I don't know that's correct for the gas. Probably.
Hmm.
It's not that is English gas. That's for las garrafas.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Hmm.
Yeah. She told me the family go to Bolivia for gas, sugar, and another food when there is cheaper.
Oh, cheaper.
Yeah.
But do they buy
In
in
comparison
great
for
quantities
Peru, in comparison,
in comparison with Peru? But do they purchase in great quantities or just few quantities?
uh, the the food or what?
Yes, I mean the bread and the gas. Do they buy it in order to sell it in Peru? I mean, in great quantities, or just what they need for their family? Did she tell you?
Yeah, only for family, for
Only for
your
family.
family. Yeah, for their
Oh,
family.
interesting. Well, I mean, I guess that is something normal, right? For people who live in our frontier.
Yeah, the
I think
frontier
that
that's different
we
case
also
in yeah
yes,
the
because we also do that, right? With Argentina, I
yeah
think people do that. They go to Argentina and they
the Argentina that is more
yes,
complicated. The people
yes.
more product. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the when I went to Peru, our our money, that is to say Bolivians, were equivalent to half of what let's say a coin in Peru would be um, let's say, meaning, for example, if you had 5 soles, because it's soles, right? The
Yeah,
money
yeah,
in Peru,
that's right.
that would mean for you like how's this 20 and a half, no, more, five soles would be something like 10 Bolivians, right? So if you wanted to acquire five soles, you needed to have 10 Bolivians to interchange that. So if you think about it, it's as I say, half of the value that their coin or money has, it's ours. Do you understand, right? I mean, like, it's a double.
That is the shame for the money. That is the double in Peru, in Bolivia.
Yeah.
That is before, because now that's in.
Yes, it's even
I
worse
think
now.
that is 1.8, not 2. Yeah. One sol is 1.8 Bolivians. Yeah.
1.8 Bolivians. Oh, so it's
Mhm.
improving for us, theoretically, right? Or not?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, because it was the double before, right? And now it's 1.8, you say?
Yeah. 1.8.
Right.
80.
Yeah, well, then I guess we are improving, although, I am very suspicious about it. How is it that we are improving? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me that we are improving economically. Because I heard today that our international debt is one of the most considerable ones in the entire region. You listen about that in Bolivia, that they said that our foreign debt it's more than $20 billion in Bolivia.
No, I don't listen.
Today was a new today in the newspapers and also in the radio, that Bolivia has the greatest foreign debt in the region, and it's more than $20 billion. So it's like if we are thriving, as many people say, especially people from the government, right now, they say we are thriving economically, we are not suffering from inflation, stuff like that. But then you look at those numbers as well, and you ask yourself, I mean, how's that, right? But well, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. But I mean, I also know that the inflation is very bad right now in the US, right? You told me the other day that the inflation is very high in the US, the inflation.
Yeah, that's different in when I was here. That's different. Yeah, that's double. Double? Yeah.
Yes, the double, exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, it's like difficult, right? I mean, especially for us who live in South America, to go there and working. By the way, I was about to ask you, are you working there as well? You are taking some sort of half time for working out in the US as well as studying, or just studying?
Yeah, that's a full time, but I this university pay me for full time, but I can work different schedule. That's depend for me. Yeah, I don't
Yes.
have a control for the university, or I don't have my boss don't control my time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can work. You can have extra works at any other place you want.
Not really. I think no. I have the different visa, so I can work only in the university.
Oh, in the university.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
interesting.
I don't I don't work for another place.
But I mean, that is not actually, let's say,
Legally, yeah.
I mean, because people normally go to the US without any paper and they still work, right? And they still survive. So I think that they wouldn't ask you for any paper
Yeah.
or anything, right? Because like illegals,
Yeah,
like it's super normal to find it.
probably, yeah.
And for you, that you actually do have a visa, why wouldn't they want to hire your services, right? I mean, if you have a visa and they hire other people that don't even have their ID or anything, right? When they are going to America,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I
I would
understand that.
prefer to hire you because I know who you are, but to hire the other people, they don't have anything.
Yeah, that's the cost for the payment.
Mhm.
That's slow. I think that's slow is if you don't have document.
Yes, obviously, it's just super low. Yeah, I mean, I am not somebody who supports immigrants. I know that many people in America say, "Oh, immigrants are super important because they help the country." Yeah, I don't think so, because I mean, you are not allowing people from America to work out for American companies when you are obviously hiring immigrants who obviously for legal reasons, they are going to be receiving less money. But that means of as well, if you think about it, that other American people or people who legally stay in the US, yes, as you, for example, will not have the opportunity to earn a good salary because a great quantity of people are working for minimum quantities just because they need the money, right? So I am not a very much supporter of illegal immigrants in the US. But you're gonna notice that many people in America are like, no, immigrants are, yeah, certainly, please get into it, right? And they were super angry when Trump wanted to build this the wall, right, between the US and the Mexican country, you remind? The Mexican borders, this wall that the President Trump wanted to, yes.
I
He
remember
was,
that.
yes, he wanted to do that,
I
right?
think
What do you think about that?
this is correct because that depends the type the war because the immigrant you can give a different work for the cleaning, transportation, or another when you need only the technique formation. Yeah,
Yes.
but the people, the or the American people, that's different. Probably they want the administration or work in office. So that is different. That is similar in London when
Yes.
you change the continent for the Europa. There's another country for no London and no, it's not for the group in
The European Union, right?
Yeah. So they are the big problem with the war. We don't have the personnel for war in transportation or clean, so that's difficult for that.
Yes.
They need immigration people.
Yeah, but legal, right? Legal immigration, not illegal, because what I was talking about is illegal immigration. Of course, legal immigration, it's wonderful, right? Because you are allowing people to enter according to their preparation. Because as you said, for example, many people want prepared in technical degrees, personnel, or they want people who know how to work in technical areas to enter the country because they are looking for that. But in the case of immigrants, illegal immigrants, they take as I know, right, in America, they take jobs that could be utilized or that could be taken by young Americans, people who are from America, for example, working in cafeterias, let's say, working in pizzas or things of that sort, which are, of course, when you are young, those are the first works that you want to, or the first jobs that you want to get, right? Obviously, when you're young. I mean, that's what I meant. But yeah, I mean, you're right that of course, but when you are legal, you are of course welcome, right? Because you are somebody who knows how to survive, that is going to be producing a good some wealth and goods for the community. But yes, of course, as you, for example, who are somebody who is legally there and you are helping in investigation. Investigation is translated later into innovation, and innovation is good for the public, right? For America as well. So that is the type of immigrant that should be there. Legal immigrants like you who are doing a positive stuff, right, for America. But the other ones, like, weird, right? The other ones that cross the waters. But well, it doesn't matter. So thank you very much for sharing that with me. Let's start then today. Because I was in the hospital and because you are studying this this thing about public health, I thought that today, as an icebreaker for the class, we could be playing these quizzes here that I think is going to be of your interest. Let's see what you think about this. These are quizzes about medical terms in English. I want to see how much you are proficient in this, how much you remind of your studies. All right, let's see. And here as well. Okay. All right. So as I say, Shirley, this is a quizzes about medical terms, all right? So help me with them. We're gonna learn. If you don't know something, The combined form básculo means what? Okay, tell me if you know this. Básculo.
Básculo.
Yes. The combined form básculo means what? Can you see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see. I don't sure the blood vessel, como de medidor de.
Vessels. Yes.
Probably.
Okay, so should we go for that one, for blood vessels?
Yeah.
Right? That's it. Oh, there we are. Blood vessels. Vessels, by the way, means like in Spanish, contenedor, no? Algo que sostiene. What does the suffix itis mean? Okay, I think this is one that you should probably know, right? What does the suffix
This is the
itis?
similar in Spanish, inflammation.
Inflammation, all right. Oh, very good. There you are. I see now why you are studying the pathogens. What does the combining form patho mean? Patho. Is
I don't
close infection?
answer the question well. I don't say the combination with another word mean disease.
Patho.
Probably.
Yes. I guess like something like pathology. That is the prefix, right? Patho. But what does it mean? Patho. Disease, clot, infection, nerves.
Disease.
All right.
Yes.
Let's go for this. Yeah, it's disease. Very good. We're killing it. What about number 4? A cytologist studies what? Okay, I have no idea what is this. Cytologist. Oh no. I think I know. Cells?
Yeah.
Yes? Or
Yeah.
it's other thing. It's cells? Yes?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Cytologist. Cells. There's no way. All right. Let's continue. The combined form of erythritol, okay, means. Please help me with this one, Shirley. I have an idea. Erythritol.
Blue.
This one, right? Oh, interesting. Okay, you're gonna explain to me that later. Okay, why erythritol? It's red. A medical term may have multiple roots. True or false, Shirley?
What mean root?
Like I guess in language roots, for example, coming from Latin, Greek, words that come from different roots in a linguistic sense. That is to say, they come from Latin, from Greek.
Okay. Yes, true.
Yes, true. Correct. Yeah. By default, right? Very good. Okay, number 7, we are making it perfect. What does the prefix endo stand for? I have no idea. This. I don't know. Inside? Yes, just because it's similar, right? To in Spanish? No, within. Okay. But it was super tricky, that one, because inside and within mean something very similar. So the combining form hemo means, what about this one, Shirley?
Lung. The second, yeah.
A blood, okay.
Blood.
Go. Okay. So hot right now. Okay. Number 9. A hematologist studies what? Blood, cells, skin, or tissue?
Blood.
Blood, yes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Didn't know this one. I was about to say tissues. A medical term may have multiple roots, okay? True or false? This is the same one, right? We have seen that.
The same question.
True. Well, better for us. More points. 50-50 might have to be correct, okay? They gave us a box. All right. 11. What does the suffix tomi means? Okay, I had never listened about this one. Surgery, condition, opening, or process of cutting.
This is more terminal medicine.
Yes.
Process of surgery, the first.
Okay. Rest of surgery. All right. Cutting. Very similar as well, right?
Yeah. You cook
Okay.
in surgery.
So what does the prefix flip mean? Artery, ducture, vein, or blood?
I can do for artery or vein.
Blue, yellow.
Yellow.
Yellow, okay. There you are, vein. Like in the school, right?
Yeah.
All right. What the first one and the second dice,
Second.
right? What does the suffix tomi mean? What was this one? Oh,
Process
the
of cook.
fourth one, right? Yeah, cutting.
The last. Yeah.
Process of cutting. Very good. We just failed one. But I think that we still got. Yeah. There were some words here that I wanted to check out. For example, vessels. That's what I was telling you, right? What does vessels mean? Let me say. Let me show you what does vessels means, but not vessels. Products. And you never thought about being a doctor, Shirley, instead of studying chemistry?
Sorry?
You never thought about being a doctor, studying medicine, instead of
No, not really.
chemistry? Yeah?
This is different.
Not,
Yeah.
yes. It's not your thing to be, making surgeries and stuff like that?
No. I remember when I need to choose for career. My first
Mhm.
career was engineering system.
Yes?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
I
What
need to
happened?
look another option because my sister
Mhm.
she chose for engineer in informática. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically the same, right? Like
So
informatics,
yeah, this is
informatic
similar.
engineering.
So I didn't where I need another person in another career, no the same. So so in this moment I looking another career.
Yeah. As I perceive a little bit of competition then between you and your sister. Like if
Yeah.
she's studying this, I'm not going to study the same. I want to study something else.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it happened to me as well with my sister, I
Yeah.
think.
At that moment I think that's okay. I need in my family we don't have anyone for person in medical or person in health. So I think
Mhm.
that's okay. I
Yeah,
can
certainly.
study biochemistry.
Yes, by chemistry. Very interesting. Very interesting. But we would have been colleagues, right? If you had chosen the systems engineering.
Yeah, but this is funny because my sister,
Mhm.
uh, she was in this career for engineering, but 1 year later she changed the career.
All
So
right.
well,
Okay.
yeah.
She didn't like it, or what happened?
No, she yeah, that's don't like the that's career for the technology and another thing.
Mhm.
She changed
Mhm.
financial economics for administration.
Oh, business administration.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's an intelligent choice if what you're looking for is money, because in people say that when you are studying systems engineering, you're going to get a lot of money. Not really true. I mean, not actually true. Depends on, of course, if you are very good at it and maybe you work for an international company or something. But nonetheless, if you want, easy money, something that obviously you're going to get a lot of money, business administration is the best one, because you're going to be selling things, right? And when you sell things and when you are in charge of enterprises and you are good at what you do and you get good results, you always get commissions, right, by what you do. And especially if you get an MBA or something like that, so obviously you get a lot of money out of that. But in my career, it's like, there's a normal salary, not very much eccentric or something, as people sometimes believe that system engineering is like let's say, I don't know, a golden egg or something. Not actually. But it was a good decision because probably she didn't like the fact that maybe what happened with her was that she perceived that there were too many men in the career, because, for example, in my university, all my group, I mean, all my classmates are men. We don't have any women in our classmates. It happens in yes,
anyone?
any.
Wow.
No, you're just men.
In the university,
Existing engineering.
public university, you can see for probably 1 or 2 women for every material, or in the career probably 10 women. So you can see.
Yes.
Now that is more. I think that now that's I talking about the 2017. Yeah.
17, yes. I mean, yeah, because I mean, there was one woman, but like she departed or she quit because, as I told you, she was the only woman. So I think it was uncomfortable for her to stay with us, being the only woman in the entire group of men. I guess that's the reason why she quit. But sad for her. I mean, if you really like the career, I think that you can tolerate that, right? I mean, if you actually like what you do, if you are, I mean, you know that, yes, engineering, it's I think because of natural reasons, something that men are more inclined to, and women are always inclined towards things that have to do with social interactions, as, for example, administration, tourism, journalism, things of that sort. Although, of course, many women are incredible engineers, but normally what happens is that men are more inclined to engineering, excuse me, it's engineering. Men are more inclined to engineering or to, I don't know. And for example, women are very much inclined as well to medicine areas, right? Like medicine itself, or nursery, or chemistry, as you are, for example. I think that is a career that many women try to always study. I see that pattern, at least from what I can see. But engineering, it's like something that men most desire, but I don't know why. Vessel of blood. Sangre. Right. There you are. All right. Very good. So this word, for example, vessel, contenedor. No, but remind that when we use it in medical context, I guess vessel, it's more like stuff related to veins, that type of thing, like a contenedor of blood, right, of sangre. And what is the pronunciation of these words? Let me show you. And this one, it's vessel, like this, vessel. And this one is blood, yes, with a, blood. Blood, like this. All right? These are the pronunciations for these words, vessel and blood. Don't pay attention to this, because maybe you're tempted to pronounce like blood, right? Because two O's, right? But English, it's sometimes weird that the rules don't always apply to all the words, right? In this case, it's blood. What else? Oh, this one I also saw.
The building in New York. The vessel.
Yes.
This is the probably you see in this construction is different in this building, because that is like and some people say es como un panel de abejas.
Yes. Like a money hoon.
Money hoon, yeah. This is the vessel, the name for the dust building.
All right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, certainly it's something that changes from state to state, right? Yeah, I mean, it happens as well here, right? Very good. What else? This one, for example, how do you pronounce it, Shirley? Tissue? Like that? Tissue? You understand that one? This one? How do you pronounce this?
Tissue?
Tissue. Like, what is this? This translation in Spanish. I know what it means, but how is it in Spanish? Is how? Excuse me?
Tejido.
Yes, exactly. Tejido. Tissue. Tejido. Like tissue. Right? Like that. I learned this word because of a song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, scar tissue. That's how I learned this word, tissue. All right, combining blood, what else? Vein, skill, that's fine. Vein, daughter, artery. I think it's fine. The rest are very easy words. All right, wonderful. Okay, so there you are. I think this ones are very important. Disease. This is a word that is very used right now, right? Because of the pandemic and stuff. People talked about disease. Oh, I don't want to get a disease, right? So very good word. And blood's always necessary for everything, right? Okay, wonderful. So any questions really about what we saw in the vocabulary of the quizzes?
No, I don't have questions.
No? All right, very wonderful then. Okay, let's move on then to our, now we worked. Okay, so let's move on to our presentation. PowerPoint. Adjectives and adverbs. No. Here, you remember that yesterday we were learning about the embedded questions, the questions that are questions within ordered sentences.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We're going to continue with that. I'm gonna copy what we saw yesterday. Embedded questions here. Okay, now let me paste it. No. All right, there you go. So we were discussing yesterday embedded questions. Now, what is embedded? Embedded, we saw that embedded is something like incrustado, right? Embedded questions. That's a word that we included yesterday in our goal story, was embedded, which means something like incrustado, right? So we are basically discussing preguntas incrustadas, right? Embedded questions. Now, what is an embedded question? You remind that we saw on last class exercises that an embedded question is a question that's inside another sentence, right? Moreover, this is something that does not directly ask something, but merely creates uncertainty. That's something that we also saw yesterday. That when you have an embedded question, the embedded question is not asking for something, okay? Not actually asking for something, but it's merely creating uncertainty in something, right? Uncertainty that of course is understood by the person who listens. What else? What are the results of this experiment, for example? Remind that that I wrote this very little let's say article here, and I told you, right? There are two types of questions in this particular article. There is one isolated and normal question, which is this one. What are the results of this experiment, right? That is a normal question. And then we have the embedded question, which is this one, that is also highlighted with orange, that says, nonetheless, we believe we know what is generating the problem, right? As you can see, this is an example of an embedded question. And the other one, the first, which is also highlighted with orange, is an example of what a normal question should look like, right? So these are the two types of questions. Now, we're going to discuss today this second type of question, which is the embedded question, right? So what do we know about the embedded question until now? We know that it's not a normal question. We know that it's not asking for something. And we know that simply creates some sort of uncertainty, all right? Those are the three characteristics of the embedded questions, as we know hitherto, okay? By the way, that's a good word, hitherto. I don't know if I told you this before, hitherto. Hitherto means until now. It's an advanced word. Not many people use it, but hitherto is a good word for you to use it in academic context. Hitherto, until now, right? The pronunciation would be something like he. No, with he. Hitherto, like that. Hitherto. All right. A good word. Hitherto.
In Spanish, das es antes que ahora o what?
No, hasta ahora, until now.
Ahora.
Hasta ahora. Yes, until now, hitherto. It's like saying, because when you want to express hasta ahora in English, you say until now, right? I've been, I don't know, working in this until now, right? That is what you say. But you can alternatively say, I have worked into this hitherto, ¿no? He trabajado en esto hasta ahora, hitherto.
Yeah.
Right? Wonderful, until now. So let's continue. So what else? We were yesterday reminding, and there is a purpose for this, don't worry. What are question words? Remind that was the last part that we saw yesterday. What are question words? Now, this is a very interesting inquiry. Oh, but no, you don't, by the way, but no, but do you know what is that? Inquiry? Do you know what is this? Shirley, inquiry?
No.
All right. An inquiry, it's basically, let's say, it's a doubt that it's being approached. Una inquiry, it's a doubt that it's being approached. That is to say, it's a question, all right, or it's something that we don't know, that we are trying to know. An inquiry, una búsqueda. More or less, that will be the translation. Una búsqueda de algo. Okay, an inquiry. It's a doubt, something that we don't know, that's been approached. That people or somebody or you, for example, or whoever is trying to look for with a response. That is to say, it's trying to look for a response to that inquiry, to that doubt, right? So when I say, for example, let's see, something like, I don't know, to know the different parts of the human body is a good inquiry. To know the different parts of the human body is a good inquiry, right? So for example, somebody who has studied medicine, right? And he is just starting with the career. Obviously, he's not going to know the human anatomy, right? So he's going to have to study human anatomy. So he could say, for example, to know the different parts of the human body, that is to say anatomy, right? Is a good inquiry. It's something that he doesn't know, but he's trying to understand, he's trying to learn, all right? So that is an inquiry, a doubt that is being approached. Is it clear, Shirley?
Yeah. This is
Wonderful. So this is a very good question for laboratory as well. You say, right? We are now trying to respond this inquiry, doctor, right? We're right now trying to get some results for this inquiry, right? Sounds very good. Sounds very well, I think. Okay, very good. Let's continue then. So we were talking about question words. Now, what are question words? Question words are these words that function as the first part of a question, okay? That is to say that all questions that we compose and we create are always beginning, let us say, with the same words. That is to say, some predetermined words that express that we have a question. For example, if we want to ask a question, we are always going to use one of these words, right? What, how, when, where, and which. This is basic English, right? What we saw when we were learning. So now what is the point? That with these question words, we need to understand that whenever we see these words, Shirley, in the, let's say, whenever we see these words starting a phrase in English, we know that those are questions, right? Whenever we see a word like this starting a sentence or a phrase in English, then we can identify that phrase as a question, all right? And this is very important. Why? Because that is the reason why these embedded questions are considered questions, okay? Because as I told you, these are not actually questions, or these are not real questions, because they are not asking for something, right? For example, here, the person who said this, nonetheless, we believe we know what is generating the problem. He's not asking for anything, right? Because he said he actually says that he knows, right? What is generating the problem, right? You understand that?
yeah.
So, but what is the reason why this is called a question? Okay, the only reason why this is called a question is because it starts with a word like this. For example, taking this same illustration that we used here and explain it. Right. Nonetheless, we believe we know what is generating the problem, right? As you can see, this sentence here, what is generating the problem, is starting with with which type of word? With a question word, right? It's starting with what, which is one of the several question words that exist. Now, that is what I wanted to explain you that. I'm gonna write it here in another color. The reason why embedded questions are considered questions, it's just because they start, okay? It's just because they start with a question word. Because as we said, they are not actually requesting information. Because if I tell you, Shirley, how do you define a question? Probably what you would tell me would be something like a question, it's an expression that requires something, right? That is what you told me, right? Your definition of question. What is a question? You would say something like a question is an expression that requires something, right? You would say that. But if you look at this embedded questions, they are not asking for anything. They are not requiring anything, right? Embedded questions. Here. So for example, here, Shirley, is this sentence requiring something? I ask you this. Is this question here requiring some sort of information, or is the person who says this requiring some sort of help? Do you think is he requiring something from somebody?
No, you don't
right?
need to answer.
Yeah, exactly. It's not requiring something, right? As you said, that is very good. You know that he's not requiring, for example, information because he doesn't receive an answer, right? He's not expecting for an answer. Very good. So why then, if questions are, as you said, for example, if questions are expressions that you say expecting a response, why this particular phrase here is considered a question if you are not expecting a response for this? Why is this considered a question? And as I tell you, the only reason why these embedded questions are considered questions is because they start, as I say, with a question word. That is the only reason. Comienzan con one of these words. What, how, when, where, and which. The only reason why these are considered questions is because of that. As you can see, what, okay? That is the only reason, but they are not asking information, as you very well said. When you say an expression like this, you are not asking for a response. You're not requesting a response. You're just expressing something, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna try to continue with this, with the structure. Okay, now how do we form this? Embedded questions begin with a question word, as we said. So now let me ask you this sentence here, Shirley. How would you translate it into Spanish? Tell me, please. I want to know if you understand this. How would you translate this into Spanish? What is this person trying to say? Tell me in Spanish.
Sin embargo, nosotros creemos que nosotros sabemos qué es generando el problema.
Okay, yes. We believe we know what is generating the problem. Creemos que sabemos qué es lo que está generando el problema, right? Creemos que sabemos qué es lo que está generando el problema. Very good. I'm going to give you another one so that you understand it. So if I say, she expects, he's the one who has been calling her. Now, what about this one, Shirley? How do you translate this sentence? Now, notice that from this part until the end, this is an embedded question as well, right? This is an embedded question. Now, this is an embedded question. Yes, it is an embedded question. But what does the whole sentence mean? Tell me in Spanish.
Ella sospecha que él está en que él está en uno quien ha estado llamándole.
Okay. Yes. Ella sospecha que él es aquel. When I say the one, I mean aquel, something like that, right? She suspects he's the one There is a good expression by web for our glossary. When you say, for example, the one, what do you mean by the one? You mean aquel, the one, or aquella as well. For example, I can say, she is the one I will marry. She is the one I will marry. She is the one I will marry. No, ella es aquella con la que me casaré. She is the one I will marry, right? So as you can see, the one is an expression that can mean aquel o aquella, all right? The one, aquel o aquella. She is the one I will marry. Now, in this case, she says, she suspects he is the one who has been calling her. Ella sospecha que él es aquel que la ha estado llamando, right? Who has been calling her, right? Another example. They, I don't know, they consider, they identify. Which is a solution for this problem. For example, this one, surely. It is an embedded question from here on, but what does it mean? Tell me, what does it mean?
Ellos consideran que ellos identifican cuál es la solución para este problema.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. So I think that you are understanding, right? When you find this embedded question, the only thing that this means is simply the same meaning that you would give it to the question word. En este caso, cuál. In this case, quién. In this case, qué. All right? One more so you can notice the pattern with another question with word. Okay. I know it is not common where they come from. Or word. Okay, so what about this one, Shirley? From here on, from where until the end, this is an embedded question. So given that this is an embedded question, how would you translate it?
Sé que no es común para donde ellos vengan, de donde vengan.
Yes, exactly. Sé que no es común para de donde ellos vienen, right? For where they come from, para donde ellos vienen. So, can you see, for example, that every single time we have these expressions, embedded questions, right, that we have identified them, these are questions within a sentence, and they always start with question words, right? Which, who, no. Highlight them so that you notice that every single time the question starts with forward, okay? Like this, like every single time we find one of these words, truly, they simply mean what they normally mean in Spanish. That is to say, what they mean in the question words vocabulary. For example, in this case, we know what is generating the problem, means sabemos qué es lo que está generando el problema, ¿verdad? In this case, she suspects he's the one who has been calling her. Who has been calling her? Aquí who significa que él es aquel quien ha estado llamándola, ¿no? Quien ha estado llamándola. Who, quién. They identify which is the solution for this problem. Ellos consideran que identificaron cuál, ¿no? Porque which significa cuál. ¿Cuál es la solución para el problema? And finally, I know it is not common for where they come from. Sé que no es común para dónde ellos vienen. So as you can see, every single time you find these expressions, lo que las palabras aquí significan es lo que normalmente significarían en un question word. Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right, that is the idea. And that is what you have to know about this, because how can you form these expressions whenever you want to express sentences like this, okay? Like, I'm gonna give you an example in Spanish. All of these are in Spanish, but sin embargo, ¿no? Sin embargo. No. En este caso, vimos que esta oración significa creemos saber qué está generando el problema, ¿verdad? Here, for example, is the same. She suspects he's the one who has been calling her. Ella sospecha. Él es aquel que... ¿Quién? Vocabulary. ¿Quién? All right, like that. ¿Quién? Who has been calling her? ¿Quién la ha estado llamando? Okay, and one last example. Just for you to understand the logic behind this, they consider they identify which is the solution for the problem. Ellos consideran cuál es la solución. All right. Perfect. So, Shirley, judging from these examples here, do you understand when, okay, in what cases it's going to be advisable for you to use these expressions? Do you understand in what context are you going to use this embedded questions? Judging from these examples here, because the reason why I am writing down these examples is because I think it's super difficult to explain with technical terms. When should you use this particular expression of embedded questions? But I think it's way easier to let you know when should you use this embedded questions by these examples, because these examples are very clear, I think, because they show in what particular type of expression should you use these embedded questions. Now, I tell you, do you understand in what context are you going to use them?
Yeah. I think this is when you have the ID the answer. Yeah.
Yes.
You know the answer.
Yes. Yeah, it's actually yes, true. Maybe not for all cases, but most of the time, yes. Yes, you're right that it's a partner. Actually, we're gonna add that. I think it's a good addition to here. These questions normally work when we consider that we know their response. These questions normally work when we consider that we know their response. Very good, Shirley. Yes, it's a good addition. Okay. So, as you say, I think that many times, for example, in this case, sin embargo, creemos, right? As you see, of course, in this case, actually the context allows for that interpretation, because the person is saying creemos saber qué está generando el problema, right? As well here, she suspects he is the one who has been calling her, right? Quien la ha estado llamando. They consider, they identify which is a solution for this problem, right? Consideran que saben cuál es la solución. Very good. It's they consider that they know the answer, and in this other example as well. Okay. But yeah, no. So it's clear this partially.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Could you please give an example before we go of your own using this embedded questions?
Okay. He knows What is the problem in your computer?
Yeah. He knows what is the problem in your computer. Yeah, very good. It is an embedded question. For example, in this case, if you think about the, yeah, we can use this. He knows what the problem is in your computer. In this case, it will be an exception of the rule that you identify, right? That this type of questions normally, habitually, were for questions that we believe we know the answer. In this case, I would say that the question is more indicative, right? He knows, right? It's not a problem. He knows what the problem is in your mouth or in your computer. But it's fine. Nonetheless, as I say, I think that you understand how to use them because this sentence is correct. It means in Spanish, él sabe cuál es el problema en tu computadora o qué es el problema en tu computadora, ¿verdad? So as far as you understand that, it's very well explained. Okay, wonderful. So I'm gonna save this. Any questions, Shirley? Anything?
No, that's okay.
All right. Yes, very good. Okay, so we have ended with this topic today. Okay, let's continue. I'm gonna save this. This is August 25th. All right, there you are. Okay, there you have your Shirley, the document of today's class. Okay, let me stop sharing this, and I'm going to take your assistance. Okay, so please help me with the traditional poll of every day, and I'm going to take your assistance. And did your friend move near your house, Shirley, the one that you were helping? Or far away?
Not really. This is near. You can walk probably 20 minutes or in the way.
Yes.
But the university has the bus for the student, so the shuttle, here is the shuttle. The shuttle. She can take the shuttle. One block her house.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful! Very interesting, Shirley. Okay, so thank you very much then for your presence. I hope that you are having a good time, and see you tomorrow. Okay, with more classes. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night.
Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.